Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, also known as ETCG1 on this here channel, because I wear a special hat. Here on ETCG1 we talk about stuff, we don't do repair videos, so if you're looking for repair videos, link in the description to the Eric the Car Guy channel where you can go and watch all the repair videos you like. However, if you wish to stick around and join in the conversation, welcome, I'm happy to have you. Today I'm going to go off the rails of mechanical topics a little bit. Why? Because I can on ETCG1, because we talk about stuff, remember I just said that. I get questions every now and again, not all the time, but every now and again, they're like, Eric, what is it that you do? How is it making your living at YouTube? How do you do what you do? Questions just generally involving what exactly is it that I do? The answer to that is fairly straightforward. I make my living as Eric the Car Guy. Basically from the ads that were run either at the beginning of this video or during the course of this video as those streaming things, the advertisements on the work that I do. That's how I make my living. Those things add up penny by penny, view by view, and sooner or later at the end of the month, I get a paycheck accordingly. The more views, more money you make. That's kind of how it works. Plus, the value of what you do fluctuates depending upon the popularity of your videos, that type of thing. I often get asked, because there are people out there looking to start a YouTube channel. I've done another video about how to make money on YouTube, and I'm not going to get into that here because I've already made a video about it, but the actual mechanics, if you will, of being a quote-unquote YouTuber, for lack of a better word, is a little bizarre, if I'm honest. It's kind of difficult to tell people what it is that I do when they ask, so what do you do for a living, or what do you do? And I have to hesitate because I'm not really sure what to tell them or how to tell them about what it is that I do, because it's weird. The common answer that I usually give is I make videos on YouTube trying to help people fix their cars, and that's about the best summary I can come up with, at least up to this point. But that's been evolving, because it started out with me just making videos, the repair videos. I'll post a link in the description to my About page that talks all about my story, how I got here, that type of thing. A long and winding road for sure, but it basically culminates to a place to where I am now, to where it has actually become a job. And what I mean when I say that is that I get up every day and there's something that I am doing to help further what it is that I do. I'm a small business person, if you want to look at it that way. And as a small business person, you have to make hay, for lack of a better word. And what I mean when I say that is, you can't just get up and money falls out of the sky. You gotta keep working on it. You gotta keep developing what it is that you do. You have to keep trying to push it forward. And that's the thing about YouTube. I mean, since I started doing this, I was one of the very few people that was doing auto repair videos when I started out doing this over 5 years ago. Now there's a lot of people following in that line, and it's not just auto repair. There's a lot of how-to videos out there. It seems to be an emerging, growing market type of thing. I always felt that it was something that could have legs, and that's why I pursued it, because I kept seeing it more and more, and I was like, you know what? People need to know stuff. People are broke. So why not provide useful information to them for free? YouTube's a nice place to do that because, as I said, it's the advertisers that pay for it. That's what I like so much about what I do, is you, the end user, don't necessarily have to pay for it. And if you turn on ad blocker, well, I don't get paid, but you certainly don't have to look through the ads or suffer through the ads as you're trying to view my content. That's the thing with this type of thing, because there's copyrights involved. It's trying to protect your interest in the content you've created. It's trying to develop strategic alliances with, say, companies that reach out to you. That's kind of a place where I am now. My level of popularity has attracted a lot of attention from a lot of people in the automotive community, and many of them reach out to me and say, hey, can we talk to you about helping to increase our exposure? The tightrope is that I still want to have content that's relevant, something that you want to watch, something that is not like a commercial. I have to balance that with trying to develop these alliances with these companies that can help me further what I do, and make it so that it works for you and it works for the people that are looking to get that exposure. And that is tough. It really is tough, because There's a whole lot of you out there that have certain expectations. In fact, I started saying at the beginning of this video that I don't do repair videos because people, when they were watching ETCG1 videos, were looking for repair videos, asking me where the repair was. The whole reason I created this channel was so that I could have a place for other. And that I wouldn't necessarily get those questions, but the message isn't always clear, and there are more and more people that find me every day, new people, that aren't necessarily up to speed on everything. You kind of have to deal with that. You've got your older established fans that know the score, and then you've got lots of new ones coming in on a daily basis that you also have to cater to. So it can be kind of repetitive for the repeat viewer, if you will, as a result of that. But there's all kinds of things that go on, quote unquote, behind the scenes in order to do what I do. And I spend, sometimes 2-3 hours a day just going through emails. And it's not emails so much of your questions, because I don't answer automotive questions via email anymore. I redirect you to the website. That's why I put so much time, effort, and money into it, is so that you would have a place to go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to get answers to your automotive questions, because I'm not available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But my stuff is available all over the world, and those people that are looking for help often reach out to me. I don't blame them for it, I'd want to do the same thing if there was somebody out there who could possibly help me with something that I'm completely stuck on. I get it. But it's not so much that, it's managing those opportunities that come up and trying to decide which ones will work and which ones won't work. And like any small business, you make good decisions and bad decisions. Oh, and taxes, it's tax time right now, and I am not a happy boy. I've got to say, because when you're self-employed, you pay taxes very differently than you do when you're employed. So tax return is something I haven't heard of in years now. But I like it that way. I feel good about that. I feel good about not getting a tax return. I feel good about having to pay taxes as opposed to having them taken out of my paycheck. Because it doesn't work that way. I have to set aside money out of everything I make to pay those taxes. If I don't, well, and even if I do, maybe it's not enough. Maybe I made a little more than I thought, or things worked out differently, and I have to have a long conversation with my accountant about how I'm gonna do this. Well, that's all part of it. And it's not just part of being a YouTuber, it's part of being a small business. So that's what's kind of unique about being a YouTuber, is you are a small business, but at the same time, you're also living a very public, open kind of existence. I don't want to say your life, because my life is very separate from what I do as Eric the Car Guy. I try to keep that separation so that when I'm spending time with my family, I'm with my family. I'm not Eric the Car Guy. I can just be Eric. But when I'm out here for you, the viewers that provide for me the means to, live, eat, have a roof over my head, I try to give you all I can while I'm here with you. So it's kind of a double life in a sense. And it's taken some getting used to, if I'm honest, because to me, I was always just Eric, I was always the guy working on cars, whatever, and that's what I did. But having people that I've never met recognize me for who I am, or hearing about friends of mine in other parts of the country that talked to somebody that knew who I was, that were all excited that, hey, Eric the Car Guy? And they're like, yeah, he's a good friend of mine. And they're like, whoa. That's a little weird for me still. I mean, the meetups every year, there's some of you come out and spend time here in this very shop, and I enjoy the heck out of meeting you. I really do. But the way you see me is so much different than the way I see myself, so to speak. I just see myself as pretty much an ordinary person. Yes, I've been successful, and it's not easy to do what I've done. It's not. It's a lot of work and a whole lot of luck. So I can understand why it would be, something of an anomaly. But for me, it's weird when people look at me as a quote-unquote celebrity. They tell me that all the time, but I'm always hesitant to accept that responsibility, if you will, because it's hard to see myself in that place. It's hard to be famous, for lack of a better word. I even hate using the word just because it kind of weirds me out a little bit. But I don't have any other words to describe it, just being quote-unquote famous. Now, I could still walk around, go to the store and all that kind of stuff. Nobody really recognizes me. Nobody really has. I think maybe one time I was in a parking lot out in front of Harbor Freight, and somebody started saying, hey, do you have a show on YouTube? And I got in my car really quick and drove away. Just because, well, first of all, I think I had stuff to do, but it's weird. It's weird being that. And when I am that, when I need to be that, in fact, very soon I'm going to be speaking at the graduation of the school that I went to over 500 people, because I am who I am. and I'm a famous graduate of that school. Okay, I'll take it, and I'll do what I can to help inspire others to do good things. And that's really the takeaway for me, is if I'm gonna use what I do for anything, I'm hoping to use it to actually be useful to people, to actually, you know, if I have this opportunity, which I feel like I do, I have the opportunity now to actually make a difference, then I'm gonna do everything I can to be a positive influence, to be a positive difference in people's lives. And that's important to me. That's really important to me. So the way I look at it is, if I've got a shot, if you, the viewers, have given me that shot, I'm gonna take that and try to bring it to a place where, you know, I can maybe put a better face on the automotive technician, to where I see myself as an enabler to those of you watching that look for, you know, my repair tutorials, that type of thing. I like to enable you with knowledge, which is power, that you can use on your own to, you know, get to work, or, you know, fix your friend's car, or, you know, be a hero. And I like that. I like that a lot. And I'm most proud of that more than anything. I'm most proud of those emails that I get on occasion where somebody reaches out and says, you know, hey, Eric, your work really inspired me. I'm now in school to be a technician. Without your influence, I don't think I would have gone that route or had the courage to do it. That is what really hits me. That is where I'm just like, wow, you know, I was able to do that. I was able to have that kind of positive effect on somebody's life. And that is something I'm really proud of. That is something I'm really happy for. I'm really happy that I'm able to do that with my life now. And it's not that you're not able to do that in life, just in general, famous or not. I mean, you can still do that. It may not be on the same scale, but you can still have a positive influence on the world around you, no matter where you're at. But if you're in a position like I am now, and you have an audience, people are listening, there's a lot of pressure with it, I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of pressure staring at this camera lens sometimes. And other times I don't think about it, and I just get through and get the work done. But the times when I do think about it, it is sometimes rather intimidating. You know, I'm human, just like you. But it's something that I'd like you to know, that I do take it seriously, and I do try to give you the best that I possibly can whenever I'm doing what it is that I do. Just because I feel like I owe it to you. I mean, you helped get me here, so the give and take for me is, you give me what I need to make a living, and I give you what you need to get by, empower you, as I said, maybe inspire you. I do everything I can to try to maintain that. So I hope I haven't rambled on too much with this video, but it's something that's just been sort of creeping at the back of my mind. So do I enjoy being famous? Yeah, it's kind of cool, but there are some days where I wish I wasn't. There's not a lot of those days, and as soon as I say that to myself, I say, you know, for as fortunate as you are, shut the heck up. And I do, and I move on, and I keep doing whatever it is that I need to do. It's a living, and it's not a bad living, but it's a lot of work. I can definitely say that I normally work 10 to 12-hour days, 6 days a week. Other than that, I am completely and totally devoted to trying to keep this thing going, and sometimes that's a lot more effort than others. I'll leave it at that. Hey, if you have automotive questions, I would ask that you head over to EricTheCarGuy.com. I talked about what I put into that for you. And there's a welcome video there to tell you about all those amazing features to help you get answers to those automotive questions, should you have them. If you wish to connect with me socially, I can be found on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. Links in the description. And I close each of my videos with be safe, have fun, and stay dirty, and I will see you next time. Take care.